following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, my name is Leo Connors, and welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. Tonight, I got a very special guest making his, I'm pretty sure, 10th time, Dan Beaulieu.
Hey, Leo. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, bud. The host of Let Freedom Ring up in Merrimack. Great show. I've been lucky enough to be on it 3 times.
Oh, I think it's been 4.
4? See, okay. You're right. See, I'm always selling myself short. Before we start, though, on June 1st, Access Nashua lost a very great guy. My producer, Dick Gagnon, passed away on June 1st. This is the first show that I'm doing since Dick passed away. And, you know, sometimes in a relationship we had where it was like working away, right? You don't realize how much you love somebody sometimes, honestly, until they're gone, you know? And I love Dick. He took all, I'm not going to say that too many times. No, but Dick took all my pictures with everybody, you know, and I wished that I took one with him, you know.
Hey, he'd always remember me when I'd come in, you know. I'm sure he would film a lot of shows, but he always knew who I was when I came in. And I know we did episodes where we would talk about, because he was curious about my hiking at one point, so he'd ask me a lot of questions. So it wasn't just like he'd come in, he'd be very kind.
Yes,
you know, it wasn't,
very kind.
You know, he reminds me a lot of where I'm at, where, you know, Justin and Nick and Colin are just wonderful people. And I think a lot of people don't understand with public access, like, we film this stuff, but it's not coming out of our pocket.
Right.
You know, and it's just nice for them to care. And he definitely did. I mean, I can truly say he cared about your show.
There's no doubt. And a lot of people, you know, made some comments on my posts and stuff on Facebook. And it was so nice, you know, the outreach of love. Dick touched a lot of souls in here. And, you know, he may not have known it, but I hope he knows it now. Rest in peace, Dick. And I want to dedicate all my shows, along with my brother John, to Dick Gagnon, the memory of Dick Gagnon. Let's try to get a little more chipper now.
Sure.
Dick would want that.
Yeah.
He would want that. He'd want the show to go on. Dick, talking about the show going on, what's up with Vince McMahon? Seriously.
Not surprising. I mean, I think at this point you can't be really shocked with anything Vince does. Right. He's also a lot older now. In fact, he went on SmackDown after this came out, tells you he doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
You know, and I don't know. I might be like that towards the end of my life too. So, I don't know if there's much to even talk about like there.
No, it just was very strange though, and it came out of the blue.
Yeah.
And then now they're saying something like maybe John Laurinaitis might be the fall guy. How could he be the fall guy when everybody knows it was Vince? That's what I'm kind of confused.
I thought, I'm not sure. What is Laurinaitis' actual role in the company? He's not, unless he was the one that's like, we're going to take money. And,
I think he's talent relations.
Yeah, but to my understanding, could be wrong, Vince paid out of his own pocket to keep this hush-hush, which, in a way, not a great look, but if it's not coming out of the WWE money.
It's kind of done almost every day, probably. And,
you know?
And every day, I'm pretty sure every day a deal like that goes on.
Well, it's not
somewhere.
Not as bad as what happened in Major League Rugby. The Free Jacks did lose yesterday, but the LA Giltinis, it sounds like the owner was going over the salary cap and paying players extra money.
Whoa.
Which sounds worse than what I even think what Vince did.
Yeah.
You know, but you hear a fair and you go, oh, and he paid her off. I don't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like I said, what's John Laurinaitis' role in this scandal when you just said it? Vince knew he did, so he paid out of his own, unless he paid out of the pocket for Laurinaitis, and they're going to make it look like that. But it's already out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the stockholders, I don't think it hurt the stock.
Right.
So, I don't know. This is, are you really shocked about this?
It's professional wrestling. Anything and everything happens.
Vince has gone on Howard Stern talking about affairs that he's had. I'm surprised Linda's dealt with it. She could have taken him for a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, I think, aren't they getting separated?
That's what I'm hearing.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
You know?
But now they're in their 70s. She could have done that a lot younger. So.
Well, you know, I'm looking for a sugar mama, Dan.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, you know, Maria said I could take off for like 2 years and come back with all the money.
Shoot your shot. Shoot or shoot.
Yeah. All right, listen. Let's talk Jeff Hardy before then we can really bring it up because the next topic is awesome. Jeff Hardy, I mean, getting pulled over. I think the cops kind of overreacted with the 3 guns pulled, honestly. Sure. You know, he pulled over. It's not like he made them chase him. From what I read.
I saw him, the driving, though. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. Yeah, you never want to be that quick to pull a gun on somebody.
Right.
But again, they don't know.
True.
What if this guy, he was drunk? What if he did pull a gun on them? You know? Not you don't like to see that, but yeah, he was in real bad shape.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a shame. I just hope that he gets the help that he needs because never mind, you know, I don't even care if he wrestles anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just would like to see the guy get his life in order so he doesn't become another statistic in the wrestling business. Because you know how bad the statistics are already.
Addiction is a very tough thing, and you're always going to be an addict.
Yep.
And you have to take it day by day. And obviously, Jeff Hardy, it sounds like, you know, I see a lot of people on the internet getting pissed with him. And he shouldn't be, you know, my thing is if you got a problem, you have enough money to get an Uber.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
So, you know, the addiction thing isn't what pisses me off about him. It's the getting behind the wheel and putting other lives in jeopardy. Right. That's where you start to go,
yeah,
that's where you went wrong.
Right. And, you know, like you said, he definitely has plenty of money for Uber compared to me or you. And we would have enough money.
I'm sure he has enough money to have a personal driver.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
You know, I'm not saying that, like, I'm not excusing his addiction, but you're putting other lives on the road. That's why I think that's why the cops were so pissed off.
Yeah.
He was all over the road.
Right. See, I didn't see the driving part. I only saw when they pulled him over, honestly.
It was bad.
Okay.
That was really bad.
Wow. I'll have to look for it when I go home tonight.
People were calling 911.
Right. Oh, they said they got multiple calls.
Yep.
So.
I mean, if you've ever been on the road and you see something like that, that is, you start to get scared, especially on the highway.
I've seen it, yep.
You know, not for anything, but if I'm on a side, I'll pull it over.
Right.
And let that person keep an eye on them. But on the highway, man, that could have led to multiple deaths.
Yep.
So.
I agree, 100%. Well, let's just stick in with behind the wheel after you had too many drinks. Sonny, going to be in prison for a long time, dude, if she gets found guilty of, manslaughter.
Vehicular manslaughter, probably.
Yep.
I don't really have very much. You brought that in yourself.
Yes. I mean, this is like her 7th drunk driving offense.
Yeah.
7.
I believe in New Hampshire, 3rd strike and you're going to jail. So.
Yeah. Well, I think she's going to jail for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. At one point, she was the most downloaded girl on AOL a long time ago. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, 97, I believe. But she's always had issues. I mean, a lot of people, in the wrestling business do have this. And sometimes that's the most creative people are like these people that have all these issues.
It's the lifestyle, too. You know what I mean? Like a rock star, honestly.
You look at Kurt Cobain, and, he had all these issues, and he was so talented. Sonny, on the other hand, I think she always just had a rough life and got a break in wrestling, and, she's still doing what she does. And it's unfortunate, and it sucks that, that cost someone their life.
Yep. It is very sad. And like I said, she's definitely going to prison for a long time. Let's get happy here. AG is going to Japan.
Yeah, no, good for him. I don't really follow him anymore. I don't know what happened when AG signed with WWE, because remember we were all like Facebook friends with him?
Yeah.
And then it just disappeared, and it was a good way to keep tabs on what he was doing. And then that just kind of went away, and I'm like, I don't know. I that's news to me that even happened.
Yep. He's going to Japan. Now, all I saw was the post this afternoon. I didn't get a chance to read everything. I was at work. But, that's a dream of his.
Yeah, you want the best for him. I've lost tabs on his career. I really have. I thought it was cool that he interacted like that. And, things change and you make different decisions.
Right. Yeah, happy for him. Let's see. I told you earlier off air about the Elite Pro Wrestling Academy. It's going to be in Concord, New Hampshire. That's the base. It's going to be a part of APW is going to start running, maybe keeping like the base around Concord.
Okay.
And, you know, doing outside shots. They're coming down to Nashua. We'll talk about that in a minute. But, yeah, the Elite Pro Wrestling Academy, I told the guys I talked about a little on the show, 6,000 square feet, 2 rings, a sauna, showers, diet help, meal prep help, all that, you know, weights and all that stuff.
Who's the owner? Is it
Scott Reed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Scott Reed. Mike Hollow's also one of the head trainers, him and Scott. Sonny Goodspeed's involved, you know, so I'm sure they have promo classes and things like that, you know. I haven't been down yet, but I definitely told them I'd love to come and look at the place.
It's interesting because the Next Generation one had just opened in Manchester. So this is Concord, New Hampshire.
Yep.
Are some of these trainers going to bounce back and forth? Because I know I've seen Hollow with the other school. I think Sonny's been at the other school.
Yeah, nope, they're both at Elite Pro Wrestling Academy.
So they're exclusive?
Yes.
Oh,
as
wow.
of right now, yep.
So
They are. It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying, if you're looking to be a pro wrestler, there's plenty of places to train. Plenty of good places. New England Pro Wrestling Academy, Next Gen, the Lockup with Top Rope. I think Showcase has one. Kevin Landry. And if I missed you, I didn't do it on purpose. But there's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what a time to be young. I mean, if I love, you know, when I was in high school, I kind of thought about maybe doing that one day, but I think it was just Lobster Man at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So never really, I don't know, I never really pursued it. Didn't really understand what the schools were until I was a little bit older. But man, if you're in your, I don't even know, your late teens, if you're in your early 20s, maybe, you know, still in your 20s, early 30s, if you really want to do it, the places are there. Shout out to Will Duncan, a friend of mine. He's a little bit younger than I am. I think Will's in his 30s, but he's been training at Next Generation.
Really?
He met Sonny.
Yeah, I think Sonny's getting me 3 students for the show, and I'm pretty sure Will Duncan's one of them.
Oh, really?
He named him Kid V and another to be named later.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean,
so he's now at Elite Pro Wrestling Academy.
Oh, okay. So they're kind of, I don't want to start any sort of rift.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Or,
There's 2 schools, one in Manchester, like I said, Next Gen, run by Bud Browning.
Okay.
Great school. And then you got the Elite Pro Wrestling Academy in Concord with Hollow, Scott Reed, and Sonny.
Yeah, good to see them both do well.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see everybody's mats get filled with kids, you know, really. Guys, girls, don't matter. So, all right. Ric Flair wants to have one more match.
Yeah. Okay, Rick. I get it, though.
Yeah.
You know, once you're gone forever. You're not coming back. I know that Rick is well into his 70s. And again, this is another Vince McMahon type thing where it's like, I don't want to use foul language. Screw it. I'm just going to do what I want to do.
Right.
So I could see that. I mean, he didn't look too bad training with Jay Lethal.
No, not at all. But I mean, he is 73 years old, I think it is.
Something like that.
Yeah. And I think it's crazy. I do. I just think, 73 years old. I mean, no offense, because I know you left, but I mean, you could be playing softball or golf.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that a sport that's definitely, not really as physical, obviously, as professional wrestling. And I know he was a pro wrestler, so of course, that's what he wants to do. But I don't know, man.
Keep a slow-paced match.
Yeah. Keep it short.
People will pay just to see Rick. And I think he's wrestling Ricky Steamboat.
No Ricky Steamboat doesn't want to have any part of that.
Oh, I thought he was the original one.
No, so it's going to be a six-man. I think Flair's teaming up with FTR.
Okay.
So, well, I think.
So you could do all kinds of
stuff.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I still just think it's crazy. I mean, he's 73 years old. I wouldn't want my 73-year-old father doing something like that.
No, but you have, and Charlotte, I think, said on Twitter, like, seriously. And so what you do, you have the actual wrestlers have their little thing. At some point, Rick comes in, throws a few chops, a few punches here, puts someone in the figure 4, crowd goes home happy. I really don't think there has to be too much that he will have to do if it's a 6-man tag.
Right, it's supposed to be a 6-man tag.
Because when I first read it, they said it was Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah, no, they were
Flair.
trying to get Steamboat, but he's like, no, I'm not.
I think Ricky could do it. I mean,
he probably could, but he's like, but what if I can't? See,
And then
he had a, you know what I mean? Seriously, he's a little smarter, I guess, than Ric Flair.
no, I'm not like this is my issue. My whole thing with it is if Rick went out there and had a one-on-one match, yeah, that's a little crazy. When I first read it, I was like, okay, they'll probably go really slow and it won't be anything crazy. But now that you say it's a 6-man tag, it's pretty low risk. What the hell was Vince doing out there this year?
I don't know.
He's
crazy. But WrestleMania, he's probably thinking he doesn't know how many more WrestleManias he has in him. And he is 76 years old, and
I mean, people still want to see that stuff.
Oh, no, I get it.
You keep it minimal.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I don't think Rick gives a crap if he died of a heart attack.
No, I think he wouldn't mind that at all. But the thing is, with me at least, I lost respect for Ric Flair when it's just the in-ring stuff. He used to be the greatest wrestler in the world, in my opinion. And then he stuck around too long. And you end up getting this different, you know what I mean, memory or impression of him. As he gets older, he's not nearly as good. And I just think he stuck around too long. Anytime, and he stuck around a long time, and he still could have walked away on that high note when he wrestled Shawn Michaels. But he wanted to keep coming back. If he would have stopped then, he still would have been, in my opinion, one of the greatest of all time.
I think he'll still be remembered as one of the greatest of all time. You got to understand, like, in 25 years, they're not going to remember that. People are going to look back on the matches that he had. Like, you get one crack at this.
Yeah.
And we have only so many years. I don't necessarily blame Flair for one to just continue doing things he enjoys.
Right.
So at the same time, yeah, it looks crazy, but do you think he's going to care when he's dead? He's not going to. No.
Of course not.
So enjoy the time that he has here. I think that's his logic.
Right. Oh, he's definitely having the match because there's no way he won't. No one's going to talk him out of it. How about let's talk about the other sports.
Sure.
The Boston Celtics just lost to the Golden State Warriors in 6 games.
It's been a rough week.
Yeah. I mean, they had a great run.
Yeah.
The first round was the Nets.
Yes.
Then the
Kyrie,
Bucks.
Yep.
And then the Heat.
Yeah. It was a wild ride. I went into the finals with real expectations. Kind of ended the way I kind of thought it would.
Right.
But man, you could they've improved every year.
Oh, absolutely. I'm proud of these guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely proud of them. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Marcus Smart. But my favorite Celtic is Robert Williams.
Okay.
He's absolutely my favorite. That kid playing hurt throughout the whole playoffs. Can you imagine when he's healthy, how good he's going to be?
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, he was a first round pick a couple years ago when he was just
look it up. Yeah.
I want to say he was 19 or 18.
Yeah.
And he was a project. But boy, as he turned out, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was heartbreaking. I'm still, I'm reeling from a loss last night with the Free Jacks.
Right.
It's been a rough week.
Yeah.
Because I was all in on the Free Jacks.
Yep.
Even more than the Celtics this year, which is kind of crazy.
Really?
I played rugby in college, and now it's like we have a Major League Rugby league.
Where do they play the games?
Quincy.
Okay.
Veteran Memorial Stadium. So people are like, so the Celtics lost, and then yesterday we went to the game, and we're playing New York, and this is becoming a rivalry.
Right.
You had some of the players on New York in the stands, which I didn't think was appropriate, just trash talking and all this. And
did they have their own side?
Yeah, I don't know why these guys were in the bleachers. Like they're with
hooligans.
They're with guys on the team that were filming.
Yeah.
So they're just talking all this trash, and then New York came back at the end of the game to win it, and it was just kind of like the Free Jacks dominated the league all year. We didn't even get to the finals.
What was the final score?
The 13-24 or something like that. I have it on my phone, but it was just
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So 2 in 1 week.
Right. So yesterday I went to the Red Sox game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, my kids, Elizabeth, Michael, and Sarah, they all took me to the Red Sox game. We had awesome seats in the bleachers. Right center, closer to the center field side.
Yeah.
Excellent seats. We had a blast. We went out, had some drinks, some food. You know, it's always nice to spend time with your family. You
Yeah.
know, we don't do it enough. You know, I have 3 adult kids, so it's not like,
It's not easy.
no, it's not. Everyone's working, and Sarah's going to school, and, you know, it's just everyone's busy. So it was nice that they decided to do something for me for Father's Day. It was awesome.
It was, so I dragged my dad to the game.
Nice.
And I was like, "You think you wanna do this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll check it out." So you know, that's what we did for Father's Day. And shout out to my brother Mike, a new father.
Yes.
So we got to go.
Congratulations, Mike.
Yeah.
And to your wife also.
We got to see little baby Kiara on the way to the game. So it was a good Father's Day for my dad, for sure. I think.
And Mike's first.
Mike's first. Yep.
Nice, nice. All right. All right. How about the state of the world wrestling entertainment, like right now? What do you think? Like, honestly though, like even now, never mind like the Vince thing. Even before that, it just seemed like, and you hear the rumors about maybe being up for sale. And then the other day, I heard a thing that The Rock had bought it, and then it just. Did you hear that too?
No, I don't think The Rock.
Okay.
He's got Rock. Focus on the XFL, please, because I want that back. They're not making great television.
No.
But they're still making stupid money.
Yeah.
Stock's still high.
Yep.
As a business, I think it's great. Anybody would want to buy it.
Right.
I would understand if they had it. I don't. Yeah, it's weird. I think the hardcore fans aren't really feeling it, but I think the casual fans, nothing changes with them.
Right.
They're gonna watch. I mean, yeah, I watched them. I mean, I guess I could be the hardcore fan and casual fan.
Right.
I haven't been watching a ton lately during softball, but I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
They're still gonna get money out of me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I bought Cody's T-shirt as soon as he signed. Like within
Did
minutes.
you really?
I'm watching WrestleMania and ordered the shirt right away.
And look, you got your Braun Breaker
so,
shirt.
I mean, they're still getting money out of me. So
they had to sign Carmelo Hayes to get money from me.
I bought that shirt as well.
Yeah. I got the zip up sweatshirt
oh,
too.
Yeah,
Sweat coat, yeah.
When that figure comes out, I'll buy that right away.
Oh, no doubt. There's trading cards out of them now. You can find some on eBay, yeah.
So the state of the WWE is they're still making money.
Yep.
Making a lot of money. And Vince, you know, Vince has done a lot of fun things. This is not. I doubt this is the end of Vince. He's survived every scandal he's ever been in.
Every single one.
You know, so
it's a billionaire.
Yeah, there's a reason he's a billionaire.
Right.
He's a genius.
Yep. What about the release or the rumor of the release of New England's own Sasha Banks?
Yeah, I don't think she's happy. I mean, if the story's true that they dropped the titles and said we're not doing this tonight.
Well, that's definitely the story.
So I don't know. Sasha, she has options. I mean, she was in The Mandalorian. Now you have AEW. I mean, Tony Khan would be.
Right. I heard today that she may be doing a movie.
Yeah.
Already.
I could see her going into movies. You know, some people don't want to be wrestlers their whole life.
Right.
The Rock blatantly did not.
Yep.
As soon as an opportunity came, he was like, "Yep, I love wrestling. I'll come back here once in a while, but
yeah,
I'm going to be the biggest." Too? Yeah. But Cena was much older. Like the
and he stayed a little longer too. Though,
yeah, like
quite a lot longer.
So Cena was 2002, and I think he started doing more part time by like I'm gonna say 2015.
Yeah, I think
maybe
you're about right. Yeah.
Rock was like 7 years in the company,
and
then became the biggest movie star on the planet. There hasn't been a female that's transitioned to the mainstream from wrestling.
No.
Sasha Banks could be that.
She could be the first.
You know, you start getting acting roles, and it's probably easier on your body. And
right.
I think she was angry with creative, and it sounded like they made promises to them over the tag titles.
Right.
And then we're mixing it up. So she's gonna have endless opportunities.
I agree.
She'll have something, whether it's movies or if she wanted to go to AEW or whatnot. Like she's a star.
Absolutely, absolutely, and they will miss her, but they'll keep going on because they have plenty of women talent right now.
That's the thing though. Anybody that leaves the WWE, it's not, we're not talking like back in the day when Hogan left.
Yeah,
that was a big.
It was a big loss.
That was a big loss at the time. But now they become a globally known, and the making new stars machine doesn't stop. So it's not the 1980s anymore. It's not, Hulk Hogan if we remember correctly, when Hogan left WWF in about 93,
Yeah.
even when he took that break in 92, the company was struggling.
Yes. Yes.
You know, because it was so built on Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Not like that anymore.
No. No. As a matter of fact, they don't really want to have one Hulk Hogan or one, you know what I mean? They want to have superstars. Like they've been just, everyone's a superstar. No one's the best superstar. You know what I mean? Everybody in their eyes are equal and stuff, you know?
Even when Cena was the top dog, there still was Randy Orton. There were still other people that in the company. So, man, I don't think there's anybody that they could lose in WWE that can't be replaced.
Right.
Even Roman. You know?
Who's doing the best work of his career the last year or so, huh? I mean, really, he's really stepped up. You know, this is a great transition from that to a little game I'd like to call Book or Cook, which I stole from Ring the Damn Bell Wrestling. I already got permission to use anything I want for this show, talking about it and stuff like that. So, let's look at the WWE. Cook or book, you know, means, you know, would you like to keep booking them or would you like to get rid of them?
Sure.
You know, let's start off with Apollo Crews.
Oh, book. Yeah, I love him going back to NXT. And he lost the accent. I mean, I guess we've seen him without the accent before.
Right.
So there'll be no explanation. I guess now that he's in NXT, you won't have to explain why he's doing something different. But yeah, he's valuable.
I agree 100% on that, for sure. This guy's gone. We know he's gone. He's no longer in the WWE. And to me, how they never made him a world champion is like one of the biggest disappointments, I would say, with me in the WWE is never giving Cesaro a run as the heavyweight champion.
I would
The Swiss Superman.
I would no longer book him for WWE because at this point they've shown. I don't know if he was. Seeing him win the world championship, I think would be a huge pop, but I don't know if he was the guy to carry. Like he'd be like we all wanted Big E's title reign to be a lot longer, but
yeah.
I feel like he would have been the Big E realm where
he would need someone speaking for him. There's no doubt about it. But the in-ring work is just, you know, incredible. And you could ask any WWE superstar, and they say it's a shame that he never got. I mean, the guy's like a horse, man, and that's like a nickname for him. People say it all the time, you know?
But you know what? They tried a lot of things with him, and it never, like, there was a part of the audience that enjoyed it, but just because you're a great technical wrestler or you're great in the ring, there's just so much more that goes into being a world champion.
So much.
Because I know I get flack for this. I always say, and I don't agree with Terry Bollea on a lot of things he did. He's the greatest professional wrestler of all time. I put him over Flair. I know Flair had better matches, but Hulk Hogan brought something out of people.
Yes, he's the greatest sports entertainer.
Yeah.
He is not the greatest wrestler.
No, but if you just put
that's for sure.
If you put the total package, right?
Yeah, there's guys that are right with him.
I would say, like, but the thing is, like, Hogan didn't have to do that. Hogan didn't have to have technical matches for people to be like.
No, he didn't. He had that part of the package, while Ric Flair had this part of the package.
I could see if.
Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Hulk Hogan, without him wrestling, probably wouldn't have reached where it reached.
Yeah, no, and
that's a fact.
I guess my opinion is, as the whole show.
Yep.
Because it is a show.
Yep.
Hogan's number one.
In your opinion.
In my opinion, yes. I'm not.
Right.
People can, and there's going to be people
because
that
I
agree
would
with
have
me.
a different opinion.
Yeah, there's going to be people that agree with me. There's going to be people that don't agree with me. My opinion, Hogan had it all. Because I'm watching, like, and then I'm not dissing on Cesaro. He would never have brought the crowd to what, like, I watched WrestleMania 8.
Oh, come on. He got the crowd going crazy. When he picked up the Big Show and body slammed him over that at WrestleMania, I just watched it the other day. Yeah. They were going crazy.
I get
crazy.
It's just, could he have done, like, I'm watching Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice at WrestleMania 8. And this match isn't great.
No.
And this crowd is eating up every little thing that Hogan does. Like, it was crazy. Like, he throws a punch. They're going nuts. He hits a leg drop. They're going nuts.
Yep.
And it's just like, I don't know. And there's just been other champions that have been to that. Like, I felt like Bret. Kind of like everything, people hung on what Bret Hart did.
Right.
I don't know. I guess I'm going down a tangent here whether Cesaro should have been champion, but.
That's all right. Everyone has their own opinion. Yeah. But I mean, I understand that. Hulk Hogan, in my opinion, is greatest sports entertainer. Like you said, he could get the crowd to go absolutely bonkers.
Nuts. Yeah.
But not the greatest in-ring worker. That's different. Sure. But that's why Hulk Hogan's here. And then you got the workers underneath. That's in my opinion. I do agree with you that Hogan's there. whether everyone agrees with it or not. It's a fact. He took wrestling to heights no one ever
gonna
did.
see. And
other than Gorgeous George in the 50s,
Yeah.
who was for TV. But
And the other thing
that's a different argument.
I also just want, I guess, we're just going down a tangent. Which
Yeah.
I'm liking this.
Yeah, me too.
Cena, same thing. Like, Cena got better. Because, once you saw the matches with AJ Styles, you're like,
Yeah.
he's got it.
Yeah.
He didn't have that right away, and the people still,
Right.
it didn't, they ate it up until, obviously the older fans started to be
Yeah.
like, all right, this feels too Hulk Hogan-ish. That was my childhood. I don't want that anymore because I just lived through Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Right.
Yeah. So,
well, Hulk Hogan can wrestle, though. You look at his matches in Japan when he had to work.
Yeah.
He was pretty good. I'm serious. He has some really good matches from Japan.
I think he just knew that and this is the thing, work smarter, not harder.
Right.
Hogan could go out there and he just knew no matter what he did, these people were they hit that music. And there was no other song that's like, dun, 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 it just gets you revved up. He comes in there and he just had to he didn't have to do that.
No.
Little
leg drop.
They go nuts.
Yep.
Like, I just bring it up because I watched WrestleMania 8.
I love it, though, because I love going back and forth like this.
Yeah. It's good. It's good banter.
Yes. All right, let's move on. Like, how about Butch, who for 4 years they call Pete Dunne, push him pretty hard in NXT, and then bring him up like a little rascal.
Yeah. So we're talking Butch, or are we keeping just the performer as one, or are we separating
we're talking about Butch.
Just Butch?
Yeah, because I mean it's not Pete Dunne anymore on the main roster. It's Butch.
Probably cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think he could work his way up to being, with his name changed?
Maybe eventually. Right now, I don't.
Okay.
Like and maybe this is because I have gone Luke. He's with Sheamus.
Sheamus and Ridge Holland, who I'm not a fan of.
A lot of people
I do like Sheamus, though. I always have.
People are pissed off with Ridge Holland, and we know why.
He hurts people.
That's been a thing on Beyond the Pyro, which is a show I go on. Shout out to Josh Mears.
Nice.
I would say right now that's not something I want to watch.
Right.
The three of them. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm a Sheamus fan at times, and then there's other times I'm like, I don't really. Right now, that three doesn't do anything.
Yeah, not all three, but I'd like to see a little more Butch, though, just to see what they could do with them. It's totally different. Like I said, it's like he's a little rascal for crying out loud.
Yeah. He's the best from NXT UK, I think, that they've had.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah. Him, Gunther.
Yeah, Gunther.
And Ilya Dragunov's pretty good. And for his size, he's really good, How about it's Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs? Would you like to see them brought up to the main roster, or would you like to see him spend a little more time in NXT?
So I'm going to get flack for this. I enjoy NXT 2.0. I don't get to watch it every week.
I do too.
I don't really want to see them leave yet. I don't like when they start just plucking people for the sake of doing it.
Right. I'd like to see them go together.
Yeah. No, I don't think they're a bad tag team. Yeah. Keep working on it, but I think the problem is if you rush. I mean, remember all like the mid 2000s with like Deuce and Domino and the Highlanders and the Basham brothers. I feel like I can go on and on about tag teams that they just were like plop them in and then gone. The Heartthrobs. We had Antonio Thomas.
Antonio Thomas and Roselli.
Yes.
What was his?
I don't even remember.
Romeo Roselli. Sonny Roselli's an independent guy up in Maine.
So you brought in all these tag teams, right? Now this before NXT, but they did have OVW, and then none of them ever transitioned to the main roster. So I'd say Briggs and I know his dad, whose dad is, what's his name again? Jensen. His dad's... I
don't know. He has a famous dad?
Yeah, his dad was with the Big Boss Man there.
The Big Boss Man?
When Boss Man returned, oh my God, what's his name? He also was with Cena for a minute when Cena was doing the rapping thing. What is his name?
Oh, Bull Buchanan?
Bull Buchanan. That's his father.
Okay.
So I'm rooting for them.
Yeah. Josh is local.
Yeah, like
via Arizona.
Yeah. I like how they put them together, where they're saying we were drinking out of the bar together and got into a fight. And so I enjoy it. I get nervous when they rush people up there and then they don't know what to do with them.
Right. Well, it was weird for us, right? Because he got signed right when AG did.
Yeah.
right? And all of a sudden, AG was on TV every week.
Yeah.
205 Live, sometimes twice in the week because he'd be on NXT too. And you didn't see Josh at all.
Yeah.
And then he started popping up, and I like them, but they definitely have a good chance of making it. I mean, Vince, if he stays in command, loves size. And look at the size. I mean, that's a big tag team.
Yeah.
That's APA. You know what I mean? I'm not saying because obviously they're not as good as Ron Simmons and Bradshaw. Someday they might be, though. Someday they could be. Look at the size of them.
I will also say with Jensen, 20. He's only like 20 years old.
Seriously?
So I'd like to see him say, I mean, we all know, again, another 20-year-old that came to the main roster.
Wow.
Rene Dupree. How long did he last in WWE?
Yeah.
It's like you burn these kids out or they don't do enough so young.
That's why an NXT is a good place for him. At 20 years old, you know?
I mean,
really.
there's so much, in as we all know, 20-year-olds can do stupid things. You put them on the road, what starts happening? I mean, Randy Orton had to mature.
Right.
You keep them in NXT where you're kind of watching them.
Yeah.
They want to do stupid things there. Okay, now like this person wasn't ready to go on the road.
Right.
All
right, so we could say book or cook, but what's up with Randy Orton? Obviously, if he was a healthy guy, we'd book, obviously.
I think Orton said basically he's not recovering like he used to. Everything kind of, he's like 41.
Okay, so he's not
42,
like he's not out with something serious, or
has he not been on TV?
No.
No.
Riddle's been alone.
I would say deserves a vacation.
Oh, most likely, of course,
Off.
I mean,
42, he might want. I mean, John Cena, he started coming off TV in that early 40s. That's when he started doing more stuff.
Right.
I think Cena had more opportunities because he's more famous than Randy. But I bet he's not hurt. I bet he's just taking time off. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I hope that is. I didn't know if you knew or not. All right, how about Aaliyah?
Aaliyah, she in NXT or?
No, she's on the main roster. She's like wears a blue getup. She's like a dark skinned girl. You know what I'm talking about? Aaliyah?
I guess is she on SmackDown? She must be because I watch more Raw than SmackDown.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Cook.
Yeah, if I don't even know who they are.
And she's been around for quite a bit. Yeah. I'd say a couple of years. And I mean, you didn't even know who she was.
Yeah, it's not ringing a bell.
There you go. All right. How about, here's a good one. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo.
Get rid of Humberto. Give me Angel Garza.
Get rid of...
No, keep Angel Garza. I don't care about the other one.
Okay,
I'm not a fan of his at all. I've never been...
He's plain. He's pretty plain. Honestly, he really is.
I mean, unless he can do a little developmental. I've been a fan of Angel Garza since I've seen Angel Garza.
A lot of charisma, that kid.
He's got the look. He's got everything you want.
Yep.
I'm booking him. I'm probably putting him in a intercontinental title picture.
Nice.
Is where I put him.
Kid's a third generation wrestler.
Yeah.
So, Cameron Grimes.
Love his accent. Love when he talks. I'm booking. Not sure when to get to the main roster, but I'm definitely keeping him in NXT.
Yeah. You keeping him with the Southern hillbilly?
I love it. I love the rich hillbilly. I love the stuff he was doing with Eli Drake, but he went by LA Knight in NXT.
Yeah, now he's Max Dupree.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, any of it.
Yeah, their vignettes together were hysterical. Then you threw Ted DiBiase in there. So I think Cameron Grimes is very entertaining.
Yeah, me too. He's one of my favorites on NXT. But my favorite on NXT is probably your favorite too, Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, I'm liking that he got a second title.
Yeah, me too.
Reign. I'm definitely booking. My biggest fear is I know how I'd book him on the main roster.
Right.
Not that I've ever been a booker, just in my own mind. But you get nervous.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
You get nervous because you know a lot of these guys coming up. You care so much because you saw them for years and you want to see them succeed.
Right.
And you just worry if they're going to get the death punch when they get to the main roster.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm nervous. So when he got the second title reign, I was like, all right, that's some time. They seem to really buy into him. Is he going to be NXT champion at some point? Because Breaker's going to go to I know they're going to take Breaker to the main roster.
I just hope they wait a little bit longer.
Yeah,
he needs a little more time.
We thought it was happening after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I know. I did too.
But
luckily,
you know,
I think they were thinking of it, honestly. They were thinking about doing a thing with Scott and Rick, too.
You can do creative things, but I just want to see Breaker not lose matches.
Right.
Because that gets frustrating where I would have loved to see, you know, and I know undefeated streaks have happened so many times. Goldberg, I know Tonka had one.
Undertaker had one at WrestleMania.
But it would have been cool for him to just plow through NXT and I know he's not Brock Lesnar.
Right.
I know that Brock is a freak athlete, but I was hoping that, like, he'd go through NXT and then have that big moment at, like, SummerSlam.
Right.
Remember when Brock, like, won the title from The Rock at SummerSlam 2002?
I remember that.
It made Brock Lesnar this, like, huge, huge star.
Definitely did.
And there was no turning back. I was hoping to see Breaker start to come to the main roster because I know it could have been rushed. But how cool would it have been if it was him and Roman, and that's the thing that puts him over the top?
Right.
Obviously, it's not happening. We're getting Brock Lesnar and Roman again. Like we needed it.
But it could happen in a year from now.
True.
It definitely could. I see nothing but big things for this kid. He really does have it. He's not, and you can see he's not trying to rush the process either. You know what I mean? He's going in there and concentrating on the match. He's made a few mistakes, you know, but everyone does when you start in wrestling, you know, and you're not going to become Goldberg made, everybody does. But I do like his chances of being a star on the main roster. I really do.
I just want to see, I don't know, maybe this is just me. Like, I just want to see someone get shot right to the top.
See, they don't want to do that anymore.
I know.
That's the thing. That's what sticks. Me too. I do too. I want larger than life. I want them to build it around somebody. You have to. You have to have that mega star where every time WWE had that mega star, they were on top, correct?
Yeah.
And they are not really on top right now. They're equal, maybe. I don't think they're any better than AEW. And I don't even think AEW is any better than WWE. I think they're both about the same, in my opinion. Different type of wrestling on both shows.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to pick to what I want to watch I'm such in the habit of watching Raw. That's been going on since '93.
Right.
But I will say, when I can watch AEW, and they're during the winter, I don't miss it. Dynamite is always the show that you just want to watch because there's just so much. There's so much going on that's like, it's different.
Right.
And that's what's cool about it.
Yep. Absolutely. You know? I tape all the wrestling, then I read the results and I watch what I want.
Yeah.
The only show that I pretty much watch when it's on is NXT. It's on at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night. I didn't have to do my show early. You know what I mean? It's just, but I enjoy watching it when I do watch it. So I might go weeks. I might let it tape 3 times and just read the results and then delete them all without even watching them.
I have to say, though, for AEW, this kind of stunk. I don't know about you. I have now embraced CM Punk all over again.
Yeah.
And I was so happy because I was like, man, this title reign with Hangman is just not doing anything for me.
No, didn't do it for a lot of people.
And then when Punk won it, I was like, yes. A couple days later, he's hurt. I go, man. And then then they're like, well, I think Daniel Bryan's hurt.
Yes,
and then Cody's hurt, which was the cool thing. And like, Cody was going to be the biggest thing on Raw. Like, he
was on his way.
Talk about fast forwarding things. I would record, because I'm out of work right away.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I want to see all the Cody segments. And that was all taken away in like the same week.
Yeah. It's like their guy gets hurt and WWE. But I will say this about CM Punk. I was very excited when he came back. He has not done the ratings thing that they had hoped. That first week, the ratings shot up to like 1.3 million people. But even now, they're back to around the same. And I only hear this because I listen to the podcasts that give the stats, And they're at about 800,000. I think they did almost 1 million the other week when Tanahashi came out.
Yeah.
And Will Ospreay, if I'm not mistaken, was there too. So I think those two guys helped push it over 1 million a couple weeks ago.
I mean, is TNT concerned about the ratings? I don't know.
I don't think so.
So my honest to God opinion on the Punk thing is every time he's on screen, I want to see it.
Me too.
But again, some of the people that might have been hot for him in the early 2010s, I guess you call it. He took a lot of time off.
7 years.
And, you're going to get that initial pop. And then things kind of go back to where they were. I think one thing they'll be able to do to spike their ratings at some point, he's going to go heel.
Right.
And heel Punk, if you recall, is what? Well, I guess the summer Punk was pretty popular.
Yeah.
And then they said, all right, let's turn him heel. And then it was like a whole new Punk and bringing in viewers again. So the guy can do it.
Oh, absolutely. And
know.
I'm like you. When I see him on screen, I want to watch Punk.
Yeah.
You know, him and MJF had the most entertaining, almost 20-minute segment in a very long time in wrestling.
There were so many fun things they did in that, where MJF did the whole thing about how he was bullied, and I was like, man, this is just so much fun to watch.
It was incredible. They went back and forth, back and forth. And I mean, MJF put him over, and then he had to go put Wardlow over.
Yeah.
Tony Khan, pay the kid, man. That kid should not be making any less money than Punk, Daniel Bryan, because he's your future. If you don't screw him over and he decides to leave.
At this point, he's your franchise player.
You gotta pay him.
So
you gotta pay him.
I don't know what's real and what's not real in that.
Right.
I do say I love the promo that MJF did, calling Tony Khan a mark.
Yeah.
And he just going off. He's like, fire me. And like the passion behind it.
You know, it's a work, but he really does want to get paid, though. Yeah, the lines are blurred because he really doesn't make as much money as those guys. And he should. He's been the guy that's been, you know what I mean? They're consistently having the best segments, having the best matches.
Well, I hope Tony, and I don't know Tony Khan personally. I hope he understands that you did pluck this guy out of nowhere. Like, we knew who he was because we follow the independents.
Exactly, because we followed not everybody knew who he was.
But you plucked this guy out of nowhere, and I know people in New England are watching this and say, we knew who he was.
There was plenty of people that knew him, but more that didn't. You're right.
Yeah. So you brought this guy and you put him on national television. Yeah. But Tony, I hope you don't feel like he owes you something and that he's just going to stay loyal to you, because I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I bet they're having talks about paying him more, because he's bringing people in.
Right. But what he wants is more money now, not a new contract. This is what he's been saying. I want more money now. And then he still wants to become a free agent and see what he's worth.
So now that's a tougher thing for Tony Khan, if that's exactly what's going on.
Right.
I mean, you could pay him more, and then he go, okay, so then when 2024 comes up, you still leave me?
Right. Or you could just take him off TV and run him out his contract and pay him the money you make, and that would be the worst thing he could do.
We talked about this.
Because he would have no chance.
Yeah, we talked about this on, again, my buddy Josh's show.
Okay.
What if Tony just goes, well, I'm going to bury you. You're still going to have, and I know, I hate when people use burial, because my honest to God opinion on a burial is a company fires you and no other company picks you up.
Right. Okay.
He could end up in that predicament. You take him off TV, or if you have him on TV all the time, just losing, or you do things
that I think would be the worst, having him lose all the time. I do. But taking him off TV, Vince could turn around and make him a star again. He's still MJF.
Yeah, unless
you know what I mean?
And then the other thing I look at is, because, in WWE, they've had people do really embarrassing things on television to make them look bad.
Yeah. That'd be a shame if they did that to him.
But I think MJF might be that guy who goes, I'll just leave. I'll walk out.
Right.
Because, I mean, honestly, like growing up, until I would say, until was it Stone Cold the first time? When Stone Cold walked out in 2002, I think I was like 17. I was like, whoa, they can do that? He can just walk out? I thought like he has a contract, and he just said, nope, I'm out of here.
Yep.
MJF might be on that level to where, because then Punk did.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, has there been any other walkouts that you can think of? I mean, Sasha just did it.
Sasha and Naomi, but there had to be some in the past.
I mean, the Radicals technically walked out.
They walked out. Yeah, Raven wanted to walk out. I don't know if he eventually did.
Yeah.
Conan later on.
Kurt, kind of, but I guess he got released.
Yeah, he got released, but he was going to walk out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's probably plenty more, Dan, that we just can't think of right now. But that was probably the biggest one ever, though.
Oh, Austin?
Was Austin taking his ball, as they said, and running home.
I mean, it got to the point where, okay, I think WWE has released a statement on Sasha Banks. They haven't talked about it on TV.
Right.
Vince walked out on the next Raw and said, Stone Cold walked out on us. which obviously is the biggest star.
Right.
One of the biggest stars.
Absolutely.
What if MJF just says,
Right.
and walks out? What's the lawsuit look like?
Yeah.
When you do, because Punk got sued, right?
I think MJF's contract is into 2024 too. I think. I'm not positive. Shawn Michaels walked away too.
Did he?
Because he lost his smile.
Yeah.
No, remember, it wasn't really that he walked away. He didn't say, he did say, I have some injuries.
Yeah.
But I lost my smile. So that's why I'm stopping wrestling. He blamed it more on that. His non-happiness.
Yeah.
And walked away. At that time, the greatest in-ring worker by far. At that moment.
And to be honest,
I was there that night, Dan.
Oh, you were?
It's Lowell Memorial Auditorium.
Yeah.
I went to all the shows back then. All of them.
It's crazy because when I started that in 97, 97, right?
Yeah, 97.
When I went to the Lowell Memorial Auditorium for the first time, it must have been, it took me years to go there. So I'm thinking it was like Ring of Honor or something like that. And I was like, man. And when I looked at it on TV in the shot, I'm like, it looks different.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Right.
It just looked different to me. So, yeah, that was crazy time. I was watching Stone Cold's podcast is probably.
I love watching that. I really do. The Undertaker one, in my opinion, was like I could watch that over and over and over again. I just the chemistry they have together, just as friends and doing the show was so entertaining, Dan. So entertaining.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched Stone Cold and I try to almost steal. Like I'm watching a host and I'm like, wow, he's got this down to a neck. Because it's something on my show that you've already been able to do, the follow-up question.
Right.
Once they've answered the actual original question.
Yep.
So Stone Cold, if you do host a show, man, he's good to model after.
Oh, absolutely. And one of not only one of the greatest talkers, but I mean, he was a great worker. When he just came back, now hopefully he's done with his in-ring work completely. He looked great doing what he did at WrestleMania. He really did. He got himself in good shape.
Yeah.
And it was great to see him. The nostalgia, like you saying earlier, about things, Hogan coming back after all that time, and he still had all that electricity around him. I mean, he was the only one they could have did the NWO with.
Yeah.
There really wasn't anybody else. You could say, oh, what about Macho Man? No. Had to be Hogan.
The fact that they had to really convince him.
Yeah.
Because if the NWO was Sting, that would have never worked.
Right. Do you know that Kevin Sullivan made Hulk Hogan sleep at his house, or Kevin Sullivan slept at Hogan's house because he didn't want him to change his mind?
Yeah.
He wouldn't leave him because Hogan finally agreed to it. It was going back and forth. And Hogan didn't want to do it. And finally they convinced him. And it was great for him.
Yeah.
He was already being booed. You know what I mean? At that point, he was getting more boos than cheers.
He didn't connect. And I guess when I say, I guess Flair did connect with those people.
Yes, he did.
Where we're, up here, I mean, Hogan and the pops that he got, but that Southern audience, some places it really did connect, but sometimes it didn't.
Right.
And I remember,
agree.
I think it was like October '95. It was the Dungeon of Doom has pushed him too hard, and he shaved his mustache and wore the all black. You're right. That was like the time where Bischoff was in. But I think Hogan was such a guy that was always protecting him that he's like, okay, I'll try this, but I'm not actually turning. I mean, to hear, in '05, the go back and forth with him and Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah.
Tells you that Hogan protects Hogan.
Of course, as he should.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once you get to that level, you have to be careful in everything you do.
Stone Cold did the same thing. And
he wouldn't fight Hogan. He wouldn't put him over.
And the whole thing with Brock, and I agree with Stone Cold.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have walked out. But you're going to put him with Brock Lesnar without a build?
Yeah. That's true. Right, because they wanted Brock to win. Without
a King
the
of the
build.
Ring.
Yeah.
In a King of the Ring qualifying match.
Yeah.
How do you look at your roster and say, yep, it's going to be Steve?
Yeah. In the first round, he's going to lose.
Yeah,
come on.
I don't.
You built to that match.
Yeah. You could have, I think if it was, but also at the time, this is what got me too, when I agree with Stone Cold.
I love
Stone
this,
Cold.
dude.
Stone Cold was past.
Books away.
Yeah, he was past doing King of the Ring.
Yeah.
King of the Ring was to build a new superstar.
Right.
Who thought of that?
Yeah. Somebody that wasn't doing a good job. But again, though, Hogan coming out like that, he had to be the only one. And I'm not a huge Eric Bischoff fan. I got nothing against him.
Yeah.
But man, was he good for the NWO too. He really was. A lot of people are like, oh, he was a coat hanger. He was fantastic in his role.
And if I have this understanding, they brought in DiBiase to be the mouthpiece of the NWO. It just wasn't working.
The chemistry wasn't there.
It wasn't there. Like, he did a great job with the corporation.
Ted was a little more still old school. I mean, Ted was around but years before Hogan too. You know, I mean, he's very much a veteran, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it just, you know, he'd already done the corporation, which I think he did a good job. Yeah. But you were also doing a stable with pretty much all guys in the mid card. Maybe Sid was a main eventer.
Right.
So they needed a mouthpiece, and but it wasn't translating. But then when we got to see what Bischoff was really like at first I was like, I'm like, wait, all this build and the guy who runs the company is the one behind it? Like, this doesn't even make sense. But then as it went on, I go, oh, all right.
Well, the thing was, I never really liked him, and I wasn't a big NWO fan. I'm just looking at it now from looking at it now. He was incredible and an integral part of that company. Like you said, that's how they beat Vince. You got the weasel guy that was in the office with you now, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just was pretty good.
And the NWO, I mean, it got a little out of control because they weren't willing to put people, over.
Right.
But when DDP got one up on them, that was like one of the best, because it finally happened.
Yeah. He was the only guy, it seemed, that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that was like one of my favorite moments was he's going to join. Hits, the diamond cutter on Hall. And
that was just incredible.
Yeah.
Dan, you got a show or anything coming up? Please plug yourself.
Yeah, we have Let Freedom Ring. We film weekly. We have From the Jack Rangers podcast on this week. Phil Harris. We're going to be talking about the devastating loss of the Free Jacks. I do want to give a shout out to Justin. I don't know what the tension is with me and Nick at the studio or why he attacked me. And this is the head of the studio. He attacked me on the 2-year anniversary. I'm not allowed to have stuff on it. He keeps taking things away. Nick, I just hope that at some point you and I can talk and fix whatever happened, because I'm not sure.
Well, you're a bigger man than me, because I'd want to get him arrested if he was attacking. This is just so these guys here don't start attacking me, Dan. You know what I mean? My big brother passed away 6 years ago. What am I going to? I'm going to have to call you, Dan.
You might have to. Maybe I'll be the security guard here. I don't know.
Hey, why not? You have security at your show. No, Dan, thanks for coming on again. Great time, always. Guys, we're out. Peace. Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.